I'm Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is episode number 311. Welcome to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. If you're a woman and you're smart and you're successful and you've been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, and you are ready to make this the last time you ever have to go on a diet again, then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned. Hi, everybody. How are you today? Hey, I've got some quick tips for you today. This is not going to be a long podcast. I'm sorry. But I wanted to make sure that I got you some fantastic information. And, with doing all these mini sessions that I do, which of course I encourage you to set up one with me if you want to learn some more about the concepts that I teach, or if you're trying to apply the concepts that I teach, you can always talk to me by going to drdebbutler.com/work with me. And set up a mini session. It's free, and I promise you, you will walk away with something that can change your life. And today I am going to give you 2 tips on how to handle an urge when you're around a food or around alcohol and you know you don't want to eat it, but you're not sure how to handle it when you really, really want it. And of course, what I've told you about in the past about what this is called is when you really, really want something and you don't think you can resist it, it's called an urge or a desire or an over desire. And of course, anytime we desire something, it is very, very difficult not to eat it. But what I have told you in the past and what I'm telling you right now is that to lessen your desire and to not give in to an urge is to be able to allow it. And I have lots of questions on this. What do you mean? How do you do it? I can't do it. It's so hard. But I have 2 different methods that I want to share with you today on how you might be able to do this. And I want you to share with me if this helps you, because I have found that it's been very helpful for my clients, and it's been very helpful for some of the women that I've talked to in my mini sessions. So let's say, for instance, that you're trying to drink less. Let's just say that you overdrink, that you have over desire for drinking. One of the things that will happen, let's say you go to a bar and you want a glass of wine, and you have this huge urge, but you know you don't want to drink. And I know, ladies, this is not easy. But let me show you the difference between allowing an urge and resisting an urge. Because when you resist an urge or resist a desire, that's what we call willpower. And I know a lot of you think you have willpower, but willpower only lasts so long. And the problem with willpower is that you always still have the desire for whatever it is you're trying with willpower not to eat or drink. So in the end, you will always give in when you use willpower, which is also called resistance. So let's say you're at a bar and you're not drinking. You have chosen not to drink and everybody else is drinking and you want that glass of wine. If you're resisting the urge, this is how it will look. Your brain's going to go, oh my gosh, I want it so bad. It'll make me feel so much better. And what you end up doing is saying to yourself, I don't want it. I don't want it. I can do without it. I can do it. And you feel yourself getting really, really tense, but you don't drink. That's called resistance, and you're using willpower. And you may be able to get out of the bar that night without drinking and be very proud of yourself. But because you used resistance, it actually will make that urge stronger the next time you're around alcohol. Now, if you actually want to try to lessen that desire, then this is what you would do. And it's a very distinct difference, but it's called allowing an urge as opposed to resisting an urge. So you're at the bar, everybody's drinking, you want it, your brain's going, I want it, I'll feel so much better. Maybe just have a couple sips. Maybe we'll just have one glass. One of those thoughts, and you could have this with a piece of chocolate cake, you could have this with a donut, or you could have it with potato chips. It's all the exact same thing. But your brain's going, oh man, it's going to be delicious. Let's have it. Let's just have a bite. It's okay. We'll start again tomorrow. Any of those thoughts create this desire to do it. Now, when you were resisting it, you're almost like screaming at yourself and you're tense and you're tight. If you allow it, what happens? It's almost like you say to yourself, I know, sweetheart, I know how bad you want it. And I know it doesn't feel good. But we promised we wouldn't drink it, and we're just going to allow that to be. Now, when that happens, it's still uncomfortable. You still want it, but it'll feel softer and you'll feel more relaxed. And that is the difference. With resistance, you feel tense. When you allow an urge, you feel more relaxed, but you still feel uncomfortable in both situations. Now, let me give you a couple metaphors for allowing an urge. Here's one that I think is really helpful. Have you ever been in a swimming pool and you're trying to hold down a beach ball? The more you try to hold it down, the harder it is and the more it wants to pop up. Imagine that to be an urge. The longer you hold it down, the more tense you become. That's called resisting an urge. It takes so much strength, willpower. However, if you're allowing this urge, this desire, this feeling, what you would do, instead of holding the beach ball down, you would just let it pop up. And you would just let that beach ball just kind of touch you from time to time as it popped up. You would just continue to feel it, but you would not be resisting it and holding it down with all your might. That's what it feels like. So think of the beach ball analogy the next time you are not wanting to give into an urge with an alcoholic drink, or you're not wanting to give into an urge with a donut or potato chips or whatever it is that you have urges for that you think you can't resist. Now, here's another metaphor I want you to think about. And I really, really like this one too. And once again, this is the difference between willpower, which is resistance, or allowing it. And remember, when you're relying on willpower alone, you are wanting it the entire time. Allowing urges is committing to wanting to not want it anymore. Don't you just love that? Allowing an urge is committing to wanting it to not want it anymore. Willpower and allowing are both uncomfortable initially, but willpower will become more and more uncomfortable because the wanting never goes away. And that's what it's like when you're resisting or when you're holding the beach ball down. It just never goes away. Right? So for potato chips, you might stay away from them for a while using your willpower, but the desire for them never goes away, and sooner or later you're going to eat them. Allowing an urge becomes easier and easier over time as the wanting ebbs. So can you imagine? So the difference is that there will come a time, if you can imagine, when you're around a glass of wine or you're around a bag of potato chips, where your desire will just ebb, where you will not want it anymore. That comes from allowing an urge. If you find that there is a food that you still want and that you've always desired it and that you feel you can't resist it, then this is where you apply this type of methods that I'm talking about. And what'll happen is you'll be uncomfortable either way, but one way you're going to want it more and the other way, you're going to want it less over time. You choose. But I'm telling you, allowing an urge, allowing a desire to exist and to feel it in your body is the only way to freedom and peace around any food. I love that I gave this to you today. It's a short podcast, but I know that if you try these two methods around any food and you allow yourself that discomfort, you will see that your desire will go down over time. And when you lessen your desire, you lessen overeating, and it is a way to become permanently at a natural weight. So, until next week, you know what I want you to do. I want you to be so very, very, very kind to yourself, and I want you to allow your feelings to be able to pop up and touch you from time to time. If you're loving my podcast and you would like some more information to be able to follow along with, then please go to drdebbutler.com/change, and you can get a free copy of my companion book that goes with this podcast that I refer to in many different episodes. That is drdebbutler.com/change, CHANGE.